Welcome to Kryptogenex.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our special, unscheduled Monday Night Live Kryptogenex presentation. This is a special presentation for Diana, Miss Diana Townsend and her team. For those of you who have already signed up with our educational platform, we welcome you. For those of you that have been invited tonight and this is your very first time, you have no idea what this is all about, just sit back and we're going to go over some details of what our education platform and program is all about. And we will do question and answer at the end for those of you that have questions. There's a couple of things that we're going to cover is our education platform. If for those that want to take advantage of the affiliate side, which is not mandatory, and those that want to take advantage of some of the other things that we offer as well, such as mining within the crypto space. And I just got a message from one of the co-owners of Kryptogenex is on the line. It says a special announcement at the end of the call. I think I know what that is, and I'll be sharing that if he shoots me over the okay. All right, yeah, okay. I'm gonna bring Jeremy on at the end, one of the co-owners of the company, to give the special announcement at the end. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Once again, welcome everybody. This is a special unscheduled Kryptogenex presentation. My name is Brandon Ivey from Los Angeles, California. We are doing this on behalf of Diana Townsend. I had a chance to meet with her and see her for the first time in Chicago a couple of weeks ago, where there was a leadership event taking place with James Bentley and Les Brown, and I was a speaker at one of the breakout events for cryptocurrency. Education about it, and she happened to come on in and listen to see what it is that we're all about, and she loves our concept, what we're doing. It feels that it can be a perfect fit for her team, her organization, the people that she's in business with, and her company. I do want to share this very important fact that what we're doing here in Kryptogenex does not pull you away from anything that you might be currently doing. If you're a part of another company, you don't have to leave your company. If you're a part of other multiple investment programs, that's perfectly fine. This isn't you've got to drop everything to be a part of what we're doing. We're an education platform. So everything that we do is only going to enhance everything that you already have going on out there in the space. So I just want you to be comfortable with that. Now, a little bit of background about myself. I got started in the network marketing industry, the direct sale. It will be 20 years this December. I was a senior at Morehouse College when I first got started out in Atlanta, Georgia. Didn't have much success my first 10 years, but the last nine years, I've had tremendous success. I've been a top producer of every company I've been a part of, regional vice president, black diamond, #1 promoter, and even on the corporate side of things as vice president of sales and marketing for a company. But I also got burnt out of the network marketing industry, the direct sales. I realized that the last 7 or 8 years or so, the search for residual income was fleeting, especially if you're focusing in the United States. I was too busy rebuilding teams every 3 to 6 months and only to maintain what I had and not able to advance and move forward. And I didn't want to play the musical chairs game of just taking deals from company to company so that I can keep my lifestyle and maintain my lifestyle. You know, not everybody can do what I do, and I wasn't. But I got burnt out with the space and said, I want to be able to earn network marketing income without having to build a network marketing team. If that makes sense. And I see I'm getting a message. My internet is not stable. So Jeremy or somebody, shoot me a message if for whatever reason I get disconnected, and I'll be coming right back on. So I retired from the MLM space. After I was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36 and back in 2012, and that was a blessing. So now I'm excited to be able to be in a new space where I can allow my money to work for me. Investments. And the only space I saw that really happening in was the cryptocurrency space. Now, the first time I heard of Bitcoin was back in 2012, and the only reason I heard of it is because Bitcoin went over $100 for the very first time, and it made national news. And I just thought Bitcoin was something where, you know, guys that live in their mom's basement playing video games all day and using monopoly money called Bitcoin. I didn't take it serious. I didn't know what it was about, and I ignored it. Fast forward to 2016, Bitcoin had reached over $500, $600, and at the end of the year, $700 a coin. And I really started to pay attention, but still not enough for me to really jump in and engage. That's when I bought Bitcoin for the very first time. But then going into 2017, I just kept hearing about this Bitcoin thing all over the place, and not just Bitcoin, but other coins like Ethereum and Litecoin. And friends of mine that I've known for years were making a lot of money, serious money. And I said, how are you doing it? They say, yeah, we're investing in this Bitcoin thing. We bought Bitcoin back in 2014, 2015, and we held on to it so the value rose. We also learned how to trade it. And so I said, well, I started asking more questions. And the scary thing was the more questions I asked, the more I realized they had no idea, no clue what was going on. I said, wait, how are you investing and you don't even know what's going on? And their only answer to me was Bitcoin keeps going up. Well, what happens when it goes down? Because it goes down. They said, we don't know. It hasn't happened yet for us. So I said, okay, if I'm going to invest in this thing, I need to learn what this is all about. And there weren't that many courses out there that was going to teach me this. There wasn't any college courses, definitely. So I had to teach myself. And I went to YouTube and I went to Google. And I don't know if you've ever done a search for Bitcoin on YouTube or Google before, but millions of things popped up. Millions. I didn't know where to begin. I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't know if I was getting the right information. So it took me literally months of trial and error and sifting through all the knowledge to finally get to a point where I was comfortable with the knowledge to invest in the space. Months. And I didn't start investing with $10,000 or $50,000. You know how much I started with? $30. That's right, $30. But the knowledge that I had, I was able to turn that $30 into $300. Then I flipped that $300 into 6 figures, and I haven't looked back since. But also in 2017 was a year where we saw a lot of scam companies in the market. A lot of companies that were offering 1% a day, 2% a day. We guarantee you're going to double your Bitcoin. Give us your Bitcoin, and after a year, we're going to triple your money. Unfortunately, a lot of these were scams, or they were operating illegally, or the owners of the companies just did an extra scam or ran off with everybody's money. So you've heard a horror stories of people losing their life savings, losing their rent money, their house money, their car money in this space. So in 2018, we said, you know what? We're going to go back to the basics. Since cryptocurrency isn't going anywhere, then we must be in a position to at least learn about it so that we can make wise and educated decisions about what we're going to do in this space. So we created Kryptogenex to bring crypto education to the world. That's our goal. That's our mission. Now, in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin, the world's first global decentralized cryptocurrency. In 2009, Bitcoin's value was less than 1 penny. In 2010, Bitcoin was valued at 40 cents. 2016, it was valued at $600. In 2018, Bitcoin was fluctuating around $9,000. Right now, between $6,000 to $9,000. And if you look at the chart right now, it is on a run. The entire market is green. Bitcoin just jumped by 300 points in like an hour, and it's hitting the $7,000 mark as I speak. Now, if you would have invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2009, today it would be worth over $1.5 million. Do I have your attention now? So think about this. Uber is a transportation company that owns no cars. Amazon is the world's largest retail chain that has no stores. Bitcoin goes from 0.008 cents to $9,000. And it's no fun being on the outside looking in. And we've all been there before. You remember the first time you ever heard about Bitcoin? I know some of us, we're afraid to ask questions. We don't know who to ask questions to, and it seems a little bit too complicated. So Kryptogenex was designed to bring you the solution. So what is Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer digital currency that allows individuals to make transactions digitally anywhere around the world, instantaneous, without the need of a third party, a bank, Western Union, with minimal fees. One Bitcoin in Japan is worth one Bitcoin in the United States. Bitcoin is not controlled by a bank, a government entity, or a corporation. It is open source, meaning it's for and of the people, by the people, and all people. There is no barrier to entry. It doesn't matter where you were born, what race you are, what religion you are. Everybody has access to this space. All you need is internet access, a cell phone, and a willingness to learn, and $5 to your name, and you can get started. Is it real? Yes, it's real. News just came out in Australia. The entire country of Australia is allowing their citizens to pay their bills with Bitcoin. In Arizona and Georgia, you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin. So this is very real. Are you too late? Absolutely not. Even though it's 9 years old, Bitcoin right now is where the internet was in 1992, maybe 93 by now. So we're going to teach you how to buy it and how you can spend it. So welcome to Kryptogenex, a global training center where we are the company that is going to teach the world about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, ICOs, market trends, and the blockchain. All training is done by streaming video. Now you can watch the video, you can listen to the audio, you can read along with it, or you can even download the PDF files. We wanted to cover how everybody likes to learn. You're going to learn how to buy your first Satoshi. What does that mean? Well, a lot of people think that they can't get into Bitcoin because it costs too much. No, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can put $5 on Bitcoin. You can buy pieces of it. You're going to learn how to store your Bitcoin safely in crypto wallets. Learn how to purchase and sell with Bitcoin. Learn about blockchain technology. Learn how to trade cryptocurrencies and learn how ICOs work and much, much more. In our training package, it includes 3 modules: Bitcoin 101, Cryptocurrency Intermediate, and Crypto Advanced. Each module has 15 lessons. At the end of each module, you will be given a test to take to make sure that you can, you're retaining the information. And at the end of all 3 modules, you get a certificate of completion. Now, these lessons are going to teach you everything you need to know, from somebody who's a beginner that's never heard of Bitcoin to somebody who already considers themselves an expert. I can guarantee that once you're finished, you're going to learn more than you knew when you first came in, and you will have enough information and confidence to be able to enter the crypto space and use that knowledge to do what I did and make a small fortune in a short period of time. Now, these 45 lessons is not where Kryptogenex ends. In fact, this is where we actually begin. Because Kryptogenex is not just an education platform. We're creating a cryptocurrency community, a community of people that we can interact with, learn from, share ideas with. We are going to have ongoing lessons that's going to be released every month. You understand, we're still in pre-launch right now. 3 months pre-launch. And we already have members in over 82 countries in a short period of time. We're going to have new videos launched monthly. We have weekly trainings. We have live crypto sessions to keep you updated on the news. Why do we do this? Because if you considered yourself a Bitcoin expert August of 2017, you know nothing today. You're outdated. The laws are always changing. The space is rapidly growing. New inventions are coming up every month. So we're going to keep you informed on all the things that's going on in the crypto space. And with just one click, you can enter the Bitcoin age. Now, what is the cost of a product? You see, if you decide to go to college courses, you might spend anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000 or $10,000. I've seen education programs out there from $600 to $800 that don't even do half of what we have. What we wanted to do is make it affordable for everybody. The product itself is only a one-time $250. Now, the sign says paid in Bitcoin, of course, but we have just added that you can also pay with debit or credit card for your program. And we're going to give you the ability to earn while you learn for those of you who want to take advantage of our affiliate program. See, here's one thing that I've learned and that I do. I don't buy Bitcoin. I earn Bitcoin. And we're going to show you how to do that if you want to do that. For an additional $50, you can become a crypto promoter. So for $300. So what is Kryptogenex? It's a group of very talented individuals who have come together and developed a simple step-by-step audio-video training system that will educate the world into the crypto space. Now, we're not just launching in the United States. We're launching in over 30 languages. The company hires 60 translators, 2 for each language, where not just the writing, the PDF files are translated, but the audio and video is also translated. Right now, we're already fully operational, I think, in 7 countries. We covered all the major continents so far, and by the time we launch, we will have all 30 languages. Now, for those of you that want to earn the affiliate income and take advantage, let me go over how you can do so. And again, this is optional. It is not mandatory. We have a direct referral bonus, a customer acquisition bonus, a cryptonary, and cryptonary matching bonuses. So if you decide to share this product with somebody else, and they buy the package for $250 or $300, we're going to pay you 40% commission. You're going to earn a $100 direct referral bonus for every person you refer, every sale you make. How many people can you tell about this? See, here's the stats. In the United States, more than 60% of Americans have been exposed to cryptocurrency, meaning they've heard the word Bitcoin. That means 40% of the population, over 100 million people, haven't even heard the word Bitcoin yet. Only 8% of the population actually owns any form of cryptocurrency, anywhere between $500 to $8,000. And only 0.5% even understand the technology behind it and what this is. That means that we have a huge market out there of people who need to be educated on this because it is not going anywhere. If you want to not only survive but thrive the rest of this century, this is technology you must understand and know about. So the question is, how many people could you share this with? Here's one of my rules. If you invest in the crypto space, only invest money you can afford to lose, number one, because that's your biggest risk. And then eliminate your risk as fast as possible by making your money back as fast as possible. If you do 3 sales, you just made $300. Now you've got the education package for free. You got your money back, you're getting the education for free, and it's ongoing. You have a short success story, and you've eliminated your risk. Now there's no risk. $300. Also, if you sign up just a customer, you're going to get an additional $25 bonus on top of the $100. And for every 10 customers, you're going to get a $250 bonus. Now let's talk about the cryptonary. And this is for individuals who want to actually build a team. And again, this is optional. Some people say, I don't want to do anything with that. But for the person who says, you know what, I have a large organization. I've been in the direct sales industry for a while. I have a lot of people in my church or my job or in my country that need this. Can I get paid if they start sharing it with other people? Yes, we have a binary that we call the cryptonary, meaning that's only 2 teams. To qualify, you need to make at least 1 sale on your left and your right, and you're qualified for life. So here's how this works. It's a simple 1/3, 2/3. For every sale, each cell represents a point. Whenever you have 2 points on one side and 1 point on the other, that triggers a $25 bonus. $25 bonus for every 3 sales, and this goes all the way down through infinity. And I'm not talking about just the sales you make. I'm also talking about the sales on your team. Now, we've been going through what we call a fork up to this point. Just like Bitcoin forked off to Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum forked off to Ethereum Classic. Sometimes Bitcoin through the week goes up, it goes down. It's going up right now. So the company wants to reward those of you that's actively working your business. So if you do at least one sale that week, you qualify to earn at least double the money. So instead of $25 for every 3 points, you're earning $50 for every 3 points. Now, this promotion is supposed to end on September 1st. I have a feeling I've got an announcement from one of the owners, Jeremy Keene, is going to speak on this later on tonight. So sit back and hold tight. So here's an example. You did 2 sales. You just made $100 each. That's $200. But then one of your individuals makes a sale in your Kryptonary. They're going to make $100 because they made that sale. But it also generates 1 point. Now you've got 3 points. You only did 2 sales, but you got 3 points. That means you're going to get paid another $25 or $50, depending on the fork. So what happens if you do more than 2 sales? Well, the third sale and beyond is going to fall under the next available position on your team, either your left or your right side, thus creating spillover, which means people on your team are going to get points they didn't have to work for that they're going to get credit for. That's how we play team here. And naturally, you may have one team that moves much faster than the other. So what happens at that point? Do you lose your points? No, they accumulate. They don't flush until you build your other side. Now, when you start to build your other side and you've already have one team that's blown up, look what happens here. Instead of just waiting for every 3 points, now every cell on the side is triggering a bonus. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. It gets sick. And I'm speaking from experience on how much money. I have not seen a more lucrative compensation plan than this one. Sometimes that fork might even be $100 per point. I had that happen on 2 weeks, back to back, where I wasn't making $25 for every 3 points. I was making $100. What if you had 100 people on your inside leg hit your team in 1 week? You do the math. If the fork was $100, what's 100 times 100 for the week? Now, we also have individuals who say, you know what, Brandon, that sounds great, but I don't care about recruiting. I don't care about selling. I don't want to build a team. All I want is the education platform. I just want to learn this stuff, have enough information. I can go out there, set up my own trade account if I want, invest in other things if I want. I've got the knowledge to make money off of my knowledge. Can I still make money with this program? Absolutely, because we're going to have other products and I'm going to tell you about as well. But I guarantee you, you're going to have at least one person somewhere along the way that's going to shoot you a message. And they're going to say, you know, I see you in this Bitcoin crypto stuff. Yeah, can you tell me about it? I got some questions. Now, you can sit there and spend 5 hours holding their hand trying to walk them through how to set up a wallet and everything else. Or you can give them your Kryptogenex link, let Kryptogenex Education do all the talking and training on your behalf, and you get paid $100 for doing so. But what if that individual decides to go to work? That individual says, I have a huge network. Well, you're going to earn up to a 10% check match on that individual. So let's just say, for example, if that person is making $10,000 a month, guess what? You're going to make $1,000 a month. You might want to tell more people. There's no limit on how many people you can tell. I tell my leaders all the time, out of all the money that I've talked about, you want to know what I focus on? That check match. That check match bonus. You help people make money, you're going to make more money yourself. The bad news is that the binary or the Kryptonary caps out at $50,000 a week. Are you okay with that? $200,000 a month? The good news is that once you do cap out, the company's going to give you another position above your team so that you can keep moving forward and keep building. Now, with just one click, you can change your life. Now, understand that Kryptogenex is designed as a crypto education company. Crypto education, that is our foundation, but that is not going to be the only thing we do. You see, we're going to be launching other products And one of the products that we're taking advantage of right now is mining. Now, if you're not familiar with mining, that's okay. Think of the gold rush. When the gold rush happened, people moved from the East Coast to San Francisco on the West Coast to stake their claim and dig in the ground for gold. That's physical. The way Bitcoin is created is by computers that solve a mathematical algorithm that creates what's called a block. The blockchain, and that block is filled up with data, and once it's filled up, a new block is created. And a reward for creating that block is the Bitcoin. It's like, would you rather buy the golden egg or the golden goose that produces the golden egg? Without the miners, there is no cryptocurrency. There is no blockchain. It is the backbone of the industry and something that you want to include in your crypto portfolio. So let me go to the next slide. So Kryptogenex offers independently crypto mining rigs, independently owned. We offer, as we're a wholesaler, we offer Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and Green X. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? I've heard of the others. What's that? What's the green? Green X. This is the project that we are most excited about. It's an industry disruptor. Let's look at other industry disruptors. YouTube, the world's largest media provider that owns no media. Uber, the world's largest taxi company that owns no taxis. Airbnb, the world's largest hotel provider that owns no hotels. You see, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. So what's the next big disruption going to be? Power industry. I remember when I was in network marketing, my very first company, ACN, in 1998, that dealt with long distance. And all of a sudden, besides long distance and the two-way pager, they said, we're now selling gas and electricity. The deregulation of gas and electricity in the United States. I was like, what? How can you do that? I didn't understand the technology behind it, but it was big back then. That was more than 20 years ago. Well, we're talking about 100-year-old technology that's in need of an upgrade, trapped in a wired grid and expensive to distribute. It's time to think outside the grid. So introducing green. So what green is doing is taking the power industry and moving it from centralized to decentralized. You might have heard of rapper Akon, who's come out with an A-coin in Africa. He's trying to build his own Wakanda out there, but he's bringing electricity to places in Africa that don't have any. Well, same type of concept here, except on a whole nother level. See, we're used to one power company, like here in Los Angeles, we got Southern California Edison, that provides power to all the homes. We're talking about putting electricity on the grid, putting it on the blockchain, making it digital, which means that homes can power other homes. What? How's that possible? Well, I don't have time tonight to go into every single technical detail of it, nor do I understand every single technical detail. I still can't figure out a fax machine. I can't figure out how a cell phone works, and I definitely don't know how I can get on a plane in LA and end up in Atlanta, but I get there safely. I don't know. It works. Technology for you. But green is basically solar in a box, solar energy. Now, you know Facebook, February 2004, world's largest content provider that provides no content. Airbnb, world's largest hotel provider that owns no hotels. Bitcoin, one of the world's largest currencies that has no physical currency. Uber, the world's largest taxi provider that owns no taxis. And Green, the world's first power company that produces no power. The mission is to save, share, and give. The cost of each rig is $3,750. The number one question people ask is, if I'm going to spend $3,750, how much money am I going to make? This is the crypto space, so we have to be very careful with what I say because there's laws governing this, the SEC compliance. So what I can legally say is this, and this may go over some of your heads, but at least this is being recorded. You can go back and understand. Right now, there's going to be 50 billion GreenX coins on the market. 50 billion. Bitcoin, there's 21 million ever in existence. So With green, it's kind of like Ripple or Stellar or Cardano. This year, the first year, meaning it started from July 4th to July 4th, 2019, 25 billion coins need to be mined. By the end of this year, the first 6 months, 12.5 billion coins need to be mined. The only way you can get these GreenX coins is by mining them. And the only way you can mine them is by going through a wholesaler like us to purchase. It is not available to the public. When I was in Chicago, was it 3 weeks ago? There were currently, at that time, 2,550 machines online. Now, those of you that's good at math, you do the math. They're talking about maybe up to 5,000 machines total by the end of the year. How many coins can be divided between 5,000 machines if there's 12.5 billion that's supposed to be mined by the end of this year? The next real question, important question is, how much is the coin going to be worth? Well, if you look at historic of other coins that have hit the exchanges, worst case, they start off at half a cent, 1 cent, or more. I always like to use worst case scenario of just 1 penny. Just imagine if it was 1 penny when it hit the exchange and your machine mined a whole bunch of coins. And then the very same day, it goes from 1 penny to 2 pennies. And then it goes from 2 cents up to 5 cents, 10 cents. That's the most I can say legally, at least until the next, I think, 10 days? Jeremy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll be able to show the results of what our mining rigs have been doing. So you do the math on that. There's a reason why we're excited about it. How did people become Bitcoin millionaires? Because they were mining Bitcoin when it was worth like 8 cents and nobody knew about it. And the only way you can get it was when it mined. We are at the beginning stages of this right now. Now, if you decide to sell a mining machine, because someone told me, Brandon, I can't afford a mining machine. I said, okay, we'll go out and sell them and use the money you make to buy one. If you sell a mining machine, you're going to earn $500 on every sell. And 3 points go into the Kryptonary. $500. You'll sell like 10 machines. You got $5 grand right there. Now, rig specifications, hash rate is 12 to 14 terahertz. Power consumption is 1,300 to 1,400 watts. Chip type is SHA-256 ASIC chip. Maximum of 10 rigs per month per customer. Why do we have a limit? Because there's a limit. There's only going to be 40,000 rigs ever sold. So we can't have somebody come in and buy up 100 rigs on the first day. We want to have enough for everybody. So there's a minimum of how many you can purchase each. We have people on our team that already have more than 20 and 30 rigs. Mining rigs can be housed in our Utah facility, the third party, or they can be shipped to you. I have mine going to Utah. Why? I don't want to deal with the maintenance, the programming, the heat, the electricity. Let them do all that. So we can send it to Utah. Rigs will be paid for in advance. Now, there's a standard 30 to 120-day delivery. Why? Because there's a back order. These rigs are popular. So you want to order a rig as soon as possible so that it can go online as fast as possible. You own the rig, and anything generated by the rig is yours. That means this is not cloud mining. This is not group mining. This is not contract mining. The company doesn't hold your coins. You own the property. It's a physical asset that can also be written off. Now, you know, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to say that, but I'm just saying, tax purposes. Customer is going to receive a serial number and a certificate of authenticity. There's a no refund policy, purchase with Bitcoin only. Now, Kryptogenex is a wholesaler. No income claims can be made on mining results. All coins are paid directly to the customer owner. Kryptogenex is not responsible for maintenance of the mining rig. Customer is to read and agree to all documents before making a purchase. Customer agrees in advance that Kryptogenex LLC is not responsible for results. So please review all policies and especially the no refund policy. Welcome to the world of mining where you own the mining rigs. Now, as an income disclaimer, we're still brand new and in pre-launch. So there is only minimal data for now to share. We do not allow income claims at all. We are not one of those companies. We're showing off back offices and flashing money. See, we want this to be a legacy, long-term company, not a 6-month fry in the pan. We want to be here. We are a legal, legitimate company registered in the United States. All 5 owners are here in the United States. They're all accessible. We have 1, maybe 2 on the line right now. We have hired compliance attorneys, meaning SEC compliance attorneys, to make sure that everything we do is up to speed with current laws, and they advise us whenever new laws are coming about that we might have to make changes and adjustments. We have one of the top direct selling firms on with us as well, and we even hired a compliance advisor, Troy Dooley, I say his name. So everything we do, we want to make sure that when you go to sleep at night and you wake up tomorrow, the company is still here. Most companies get in trouble because of their reps going out there making false claims. We will not allow it at all. Your success depends on you. And with KGX, the results come from your hard work, dedication, belief, passion, commitment, persistence, leadership, and luck. And this is just the beginning. I talked about mining, but there's going to be more products that you're going to hear about very, very soon. I wish I could say publicly. That's going to blow everybody in the industry away. But we are just getting started. So what you want to do is get back with Miss Diana Townsend or anybody that invited you to this call so that they can show you how to get yourself set up. For those of you who say, you know, this is not for me, that's okay. I understand it's too soon, it's too early. You got to get your head wrapped around this. But I will say this to you. You don't want to wait too long because you only have 2 choices. The first choice is to get involved now, learn, and figure out how you can profit from it. The second choice is you're going to get up on a Monday morning. And you know how Mondays are, right? Hate Monday mornings, like yesterday. Oh, I'm sorry, today. I remember my days. Today. You get up on a Monday morning before the sun comes up. And you rush off into rush hour traffic to go to a job you don't like, to work with people you can't stand, to eat lunch at 12 when you're hungry at 11, to ask for permission to go to the bathroom as a child, to do this for 40 years of your life, if you're lucky enough to keep the same job without getting fired or laid off, only to retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65, with no 401k, no savings, no retirement. Your house is a liability and not an asset, and I do not want to be a Walmart greeter just to pay bills. But even worse, as you're driving, you start to see Bitcoin ATM machines all over the place. You go in to get your Starbucks cup of coffee, and now you start seeing, we now accept Bitcoin payments. You go into your job, and as Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer said, there will be a day where businesses will tell their employees that they're going to pay your salary now in Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency, and it's going to be forced upon you. You see, when I started doing my education in this, learning and research, I learned 2 things. The first thing that I learned is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. You see, this has happened before in time, but not everybody had access to it. You had to be born in the right family, speak the right language, have the right color, be the right gender, be born in the right country. This is no barrier to entry. If you have internet access, you're in. All you have to do is be willing to learn. The second thing that I found out, the technology behind it represents the greatest invention since the internet, which is one of the greatest inventions of mankind. This is going to impact and disrupt every single industry on the planet today. This is as important to us as the introduction of agriculture, and most people don't even know the game is being played. That scared me, and that's our mission, to at least bring awareness to as many people as possible so that you can make the decision for the first time that you now have access to. And that is it, is open it up to questions and answered. I muted everybody, but if you have something to say, you can go ahead, unmute yourself, state your name and go ahead and ask your question. And I'm going to look at the chat box to see if there were any questions. So anybody out there with any questions? See, can individuals learn in their own language? Yes, we're going to be in 30 languages. Let's see, I did hear that. Sure, okay. All right, no questions there. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. All right, I see Team of Prosperity. Who is that?
That's Diana. How you doing, Brandon?
Hey, Diana, doing great.
First of all, I wanted to say that was a phenomenal presentation that you just did. But I was wondering, could you give us an idea how many rigs are left for this quarter that you said for 2018 before they run out? Do you have any idea?
They're never going to run out. As far as there's going to be 40,000 that can be sold. It's just a matter of how long are you going to be on the waiting list. So right now, the waiting list is about 30 days. If probably within the next 2 weeks, the waiting list might be 60 to 90 days before the time you order your rig and it actually goes online for you. So you definitely want to get in as soon as possible. And we have a special call with the CEO of Green. I think this happened this Wednesday. I need to double check that. And he's going to come up. You know what? In fact, before I go further with any questions, to hold this thought, Diana, I want to bring up one of the co-owners because he has an announcement to make that I think we're going to like. Mr. Jeremy Keene. Jeremy, are you there?
Yeah, Brandon, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead, sir.
All right, awesome. Another great presentation. Nobody does it better. That's why we let you do it instead of letting me slaughter it. So everybody, thanks so much for taking the time out on this Monday evening or morning or afternoon or wherever it is you are. My name is Jeremy Keene. I am co-owner of Kryptogenex. There are 4 other owners, Stephen McCullough, Mike Boggs, Will Fietlin, Kathy Keene, and myself. So yeah, one of the special announcements I'd like to cover, and that was discussed in the presentation, is Kryptogenex will be doing the fork throughout the month of September, and it's going to be a minimum of $50 for every 3 points. So if you were to sponsor 3 promoters on your inside leg, you would receive $50 minimum. So you get the $100 in the direct, as well as $50 for every 3 points. In addition, if you sell a GreenX mining rig, you'll receive 3 points as well. So you'll make, $500 for the direct sale commission. In addition to the 3 points, another $50 as covered in the slides. Not going to make any promises. That fork has ran up to as much as $100. Normally, it's just $25 for the Kryptonary on the fork. So pretty exciting times for that. We're going to run that through the month of September. Also, recently in the last week, we've also added credit and debit cards to where you do not have to own Bitcoin to join our program. You can actually sign up using the Dropbox for debit and credit cards. We do charge a fee because we have to pay a fee. So we're charging a fee of, I believe it's $25. So you're paying $325. Or you can use our free videos at the front of the site to purchase your very own first amount of Bitcoin to make the payment. Please allow 48 to 72 hours, depending on if I know a couple of you that are on here, Linda being one of them. Linda, just so you know, I'll be shooting you a message in regards to your account after the call. But sometimes, for example, if somebody were to sign up on a Saturday, we know most banks are not open on Saturdays. So allow 48 to 72 hours for that payment to process using a debit or credit card. Debit and credit cards are only accepted for customers and promoters. We are not accepting debit or credit cards for the GreenX mining rigs. We do accept wire transfers from your bank to our bank. Contact your upline or myself or one of my other co-owners for the information for that, for any one of the 4 mining rigs that we offer. Another thing I wanted to touch on is the reason, I'm gonna make this public. The reason that we don't actually accept credit or debit cards for the GreenX mining rigs is because there are no refunds. We purchased the GreenX mining rigs from another party. The moment you order that mining rig, you're put in queue. So Kryptogenex is basically taking the 3750, paying out the binary, and purchasing that mining rig. So we've already at that point distributed the Kryptonary points, the 3 points for everybody that gets paid, and purchased the rig. And a lot of times people have buyer's remorse, and that's part of us and being transparent. The reason we have not done so is you could wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh, I shouldn't have bought that mining rig. My transmission went out in my car. And then we're stuck with the bill. So to be transparent, we are working on some other payment solutions for that. Diana, welcome to the team. Welcome to Kryptogenex family. Everybody, welcome to the call. Please see our presentations. Regular presentations are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And feel free to reach out to your leaders or one of the co-owners for any private three-way calls. Or also to our blog at kryptogenexblogspot.com for any and all updates, as well as our Facebook page, Telegram groups, and WhatsApp groups. Feel free to send myself or Brandon or Diana or any one of us a message so that we can help you out with that. And I think that pretty much covers it, Brandon.
All right. Thank you very much. That's great news. And that just means with this, like with Diana getting started, for the whole month of September now, you make a personal sale that week, you're going to at least double your money. So instead of $25, $50. It might go up. It might be 75. It might be 100. It's happened before. So that's great. Awesome news. Thank you, Jeremy. All right, Diana, do you have any other questions for me or anybody else?
Hi, Brandon. This is Linda. I have several questions.
Go right ahead, Linda.
Okay, so one is, let's say we're in a household with teenagers, and let's say I was to purchase it and I had two other teenagers and they have their computers in my house. Are they allowed to also do the training? Can I share that with them?
You mean letting them share your account or them buying their own account? No,
letting them share my account.
Well, I can't stop you from them logging on your computer and getting their crypto education. So there's no problem with that. What we don't want you to do, because it's going to hurt you, is if you've got friends and other family, relatives, everybody come on over, we're going to do some crypto education. You'd rather sell it to them. Right. So that on their own time, they have access to it as well. And you make some money on the process. Right. But yeah, they're the house, you do what you want.
Yeah, I would never do the other based on integrity. So, but I know I have some people on this call that I know they have teenagers who they would like to learn it, but they don't have the money and so forth. So that was why I was asking. Okay, the next question I have is, there are 4 types of rigs that we can purchase, and I saw the videos last night, several videos on the power, and I was really excited about it. So my question is, the other 3 rigs that are available, like the Bitcoin, I think it's Bitcoin Lite, I'm asking about, in particular, Bitcoin, since that's the big thing. But I know that we're several years into it, and the coins are not dishing out as quickly as it originally did. So is that something that you I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like, I know you can't tell me what to do. Like,
well, yeah, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice, but I will give a suggestion that Bitcoin has been mining now for 9 years. The golden age of mining for Bitcoin happened in the first 3 years. The people that are mining Bitcoin now, it's no longer feasible to be having a home-based mining operation. The people that are making huge profits are huge organizations that are either group mining or they have mining farms where they've got hundreds and thousands of machines working together to make a profit. So if somebody wants to buy a Bitcoin mining rig, we're not going to stop them, but your returns on that is going to be very, very small.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, because I never thought of when you have the masses doing it together. So that's probably why that's an option then. Okay, that makes sense.
Correct.
Okay, this is another one where I know you can't give, you're not a financial advisor. I get all that. So again, your opinion. So how many coins are you expecting these rigs to actually dish out?
That is an unknown. I'll know for sure in about 10 days or so when I can actually show you what each rig's been doing. But what I can do is play with numbers and play with math. So as I was stating earlier, if when I was in Chicago a couple of weeks ago and there was 2,550 machines online, and if I know that 12.5 billion coins are going to be mined between now and December, that means half of that, 6-point-something billion, will be mined in the first 3 months. And if I divide that by 2,550 machines, I'm given a number. Is that 100% accurate? No. It's just some estimates. But here's one thing that I do tell people, because people want to know, how long will it take me to at least make my money back? I look at worst case scenarios. Now, let's just say that each machine, it took between now and the end of the year to mine 50,000 coins, okay? 50,000 coins. And I think I'm being very generous here, conservative with this. If it hits the exchange at 1 penny, that's $500. If it goes up to 50 cents, you do the math on that. 50,000 times 50 cents, which comes out to about $5,000. That meant you make your money back on the machine plus a profit, and the machine is going to continue to mine more coins in the future. That's worst case scenario. Then I like to play with numbers. What if the machine was doing 100,000 coins a month? What if it was doing 500,000 coins a month? So it's fun to speculate like that, but we don't want to get into, guarantees, because if I give out a number and then it does it, 2,000 coins less than what I gave out, somebody's going to complain and say, I was on Brandon's webinar. He said that the machine was going to do 1.4 million coins every month, and it only did 1.2 million. I'm upset. I'll sue. So we can't give that number. So one thing I can say is a little bit of more patience. In the next couple of weeks, we'll know exactly what the machines are producing.
Now, why do
historical? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, why do you say 10 days? You'll know more in 10 days. What's happening in 10 days?
Well, what's happening is, remember, Kryptogenex is not GreenX. So what we have to do, we're a wholesaler for them. Programming has to be done so that we're all going to have access to our own GreenX back office, that when you actually log into your Kryptogenex site, if you own a machine, it's going to pop up right there that will take you to where your machine is. So you can see what the production of your machine is doing on a daily basis, how many coins is being produced. You'll see all of that information, and it takes programming to do that. And so it means our company, programmers, have to be able to shake hands with GreenX's programmers so that the API system matches up. And they've got to do it individually on every single machine independently, almost manually. So that takes a little bit of time.
Wow.
So in about the next couple of weeks, that's going to be done. We're going to have access to see all of that. And what Diana saw, I don't think Diana saw this. When I was in Chicago, I did another presentation at Dr. Ken Lewis's restaurant, Dusty's, where I actually showed some demos. And that was just for the people in Chicago so that they could see what it looks like, what's coming. We're also going to have a green debit card that's going to be attached to your account. We're also going to have a green app that you're going to have on your phone. So it's a whole lot of stuff. And we're just a couple of weeks away from being able to unveil all of that.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay. All right. The next question is, so I just can't wrap my head around this one. So let's just say you sell, I don't know, 100 mining rigs to all of us, right, in this company. So then how does this work? Like, okay, I get the machines are running, I get all that. Now let's just say there's 1 million coins produced. Are they divided equally amongst all of those 100 mining rigs that people bought during this first phase? Or can
in theory, yes. You're not going to have a case where, one person's mining rig is a Lamborghini and another person's mining rig is a Honda Civic. So one's running faster than the other. They're all the same. So in theory, it's going to be an even amount, but you're going to be off by depending on when rigs go online. So that's why the earliest rigs are going to mine the most coins, because they're going to have an advantage because other rigs aren't online yet. But no, it's not like your rig and Diana's rig, hers is better than yours. They're the same rigs.
Okay, so if I was to buy 2 rigs, I will get the same amount of coins out of both of them.
Roughly, yeah. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed 100% to be exact. It might be off by a couple of coins.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And then
and Linda, let me hold that because I gave you about 4 questions. So
okay.
I want to give it open so others can ask some questions too.
Go ahead.
And then we can come back to you. So is there anybody else out there that has any questions? I see in the chat box, let me take a look. Hello, thank you for the presentation. How do I know you are all in pre-launch? When is the official launch date? Well, our official pre-launch happened back in April. We had a soft launch. The company came together in January of 2018. You can go on YouTube. I even have a video that's called Meet the Founders, where we introduce the core 5. So just type in Meet the Founders, Brandon Ivey, and that video will come out so you can hear from all 5 owners, their background, what they're all about. We entered pre-launch back in April, where we started paying commissions for the very first time. In this pre-launch stage, we're still developing a lot of our product, a lot of the videos as far as education. We have more videos coming. We have more programming with our product and services. We have our own, we're going to have 2 apps coming out as far as with Kryptogenex. And so how long this lasts will probably, and don't quote me on this, we'll have our official launch will be next spring. Might be sometime in March or April. The last half of this quarter and this year is all about refining and mastering and perfecting what we already have and putting all of our products in place and being able to create some success stories for people that's made money, people that's using the product. So when we launch, we have all of those video series, we have their success stories. Everything is polished in 2019. So you've got some time to enjoy the pre-launch period to building your organizations and team before we actually officially launch. So I hope that answers your question. I don't know who that was from. It was from an iPhone. Let's see. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Hey, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
There was a private question. I'm going to answer this for everyone. The question came from Sharon. She's wanting to know if we accept any other coins other than Bitcoin. No, the answer to that question is no. We are not accepting any altcoins, only credit or debit, bank wires, Zelle Pay, and or Bitcoin. So just wanted to, some people may have that question later. Wanted to cover that.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, anybody else? And if not, come on back, Linda. I know you had another question.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just had one more, and I don't know, I might have missed if you covered it. When does the mining begin for all of us with these rigs, or has it started already? When did the first?
Well, mining for GreenX officially began on July 4th when the first machines went off. So before then, we had a lot of orders that were placed within Kryptogenex. So any order that was placed before July 1st went online July 1st. So it's already starting right now.
Oh, okay. So it's in the process of going. Okay. And the last question I had is, I know in these videos I've been seeing about the exchange. I'm not trained there yet, so I don't understand this. What does that mean when it hits the exchange when we know what the coins are valued at?
Okay, think of it like the stock market. When a company goes through an IPO and they launch and they give out a certain number of shares, and those shares are traded on the stock market. So the crypto version of a stock market, either the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ or Forex, it's just called the crypto exchange. And you have many of them out there. One of the biggest you have is Binance, you have Bittrex, Poloniex, and it's an exchange where you are able to move the coins you've purchased and sell them to other individuals, just like trading on the stock market. You can sell them from other coins, you can buy other coins, you can sell your coins. So that's what the exchange means. So What we're waiting to see is what the price will be on the exchange. So now the public that was not able to mine the coins are now have a chance to buy the coins because they're now public. And so you guys have the privilege of getting your hands on these coins before the public. The public, only way they're going to get their hands on the coin is if they buy them from you. That's where the value comes in. So does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you. And when
and
is
you get all of that in our training.
And when does it expected to hit the exchange?
No date on that. Only thing is they wanted to hit the exchange before the end of this year.
Got it. Okay, that was all my questions. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Anybody else? Any last questions? I know we approached the hour and it's late, so it's 11 o'clock Eastern time. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Anybody else? Any other last questions?
Hi, Brandon.
Or anything?
I just have a quick question.
Go right ahead, Dion.
About the recording. Are we going to be able to get this and be able to share with prospects?
Yes. As soon as we're finished, I'll upload this to YouTube. I'll send it on over to Diana, and she can send it out to everybody. Plus, I'll post it on our Facebook group. And yeah, no problem. Just go back to whoever invited you, and they get you the recording. Anybody else? Do you have anything else, Diana?
No, Brandon. Again, I want to just thank you and Jeremy for taking time out your busy schedule tonight to pour into my organization and give us so much clarity, so much more information than what we even had any idea. I wanted them to hear the presentation that I had heard in Chicago. So thank you again, and I appreciate your time.
Fantastic. And just so you guys know, tomorrow will be a scheduled presentation. I'm doing it again at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on kgsglobal.info. So you're more than welcome to come back. It's not going to be as long as this one. Mine is about 25 minutes. But you can come back, hear it again, bring some guests with you. You guys are at the beginning of this. We haven't even done anything major just yet. So you guys are at the beginning of our company's growth. And that's a good position to be in. So thank you guys for taking time out of your schedule for being here. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, kgsglobal.info. Thank you, Diana, and all the people that was invited by Diana, Linda, and your teams. We look forward to working with you, helping you along the way, getting any questions you have answered, and supporting you. So with that, I'm going to end the recording, and I will see you all tomorrow night. God bless and good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Kryptogenex.